The weather is turning colder, but the football is heating up. Welcome to High School Playbook with coverage of the second round of the state playoffs. John Johnson alongside my partner, Chanel Porter. Chanel, hand warmers, a little bit needed this week.
I feel like my fingers are still thawing out. It definitely felt like November football out there for the first time.
I could feel it through the gloves today. I think the receivers out there were feeling it through the gloves. I know you mentioned that as well. But, guys, we're talking about some teams being tested early on this football field. A few snowflakes in our western communities Friday night. No snowflakes in K-Vegas, however. Just 2 weeks ago, West Forsyth and East Forsyth had closed out their regular season. In that matchup, East walked away with the winner and the conference title. So Friday night, the stakes just a bit higher in this long-standing rivalry. Winner moves on to round three. The Titans coming into the nest Friday night looking for revenge. First quarter, East is going to take advantage of West's turnover. Bryce Baker rips one over the middle to Corey Blair in the end zone. And just like that, it's 7-0 Eagles. On the drive yet again, East going for it on fourth down. This time Baker finds Jalen Murray, who's breaking tackles, and he's on his way to pay dirt. The Eagles lead 14-0, headed into the second. Now West is not backing down from the fight. Riley Horton takes it himself for the score, cutting that lead down to 7 with under 6 minutes to play in the half. After defensive stop by the Titans, back on offense again. This time they're turning to C.J. Blevins, diving into the end zone. The PAT is blocked. East has a lead by just 1 point. Just before the break, East facing another fourth down. Baker's going to keep it himself. He's going to take it to the outside, and he's in for 6. East Forsyth rolls on the win, 56-19.
Unbeaten on the season, Dudley rolls into round 2, hosting AC Reynolds. The Panther defense has been solid all season, forcing a 3-and-out early. Darian Coleman's kicked his block. Gerald Williamson picks it up and is headed back to the house. What a start in Greensboro. Dudley puts 7 on the board. Nearing the end of the first quarter, Cordell Bartley gets the ball, and he isn't stopping until he reaches the goal line. A mean stiff arm before bulldozing his way in. Make it 14-0 Panthers. This team has shown nothing but dominance all season. Midway through the second, Braden Jeffries finds Nasir Newkirk in stride. Tackling another score for Dudley. It's the 9th shutout of the year for the Panthers. 42-0 the final.
They look invincible. Now, back in September, Southeast Guilford and Grimsley met in a game in which the Whirlies dominated, winning by 42. But Southeast will let you know they're a different team now, having won 5 of their last 6 games. As for Grimsley, they come in a Friday night on the heels of a 63-0 opening round victory last Friday. Southeast needed an overtime victory over Reagan, advanced out of the first round. Second quarter, Grimsley leading 14-7. It's the playbook staple. Mitchell Summers on the score. Whirlies lead 21-7. Southeast has some fight. Ian McKinnon, he's smelling pay dirt himself, and just like that, it's a 1-score game at 21-14. Ensuing kickoff, Grimsley cannot handle the squib kick. It's a loose ball, and the Falcons' Amir Lyles is there for the recovery. That sets up McKinnon on the handoff again, and he's not going to be denied. We are all tied up at 21. 1 minute to go before the half. Whirlies looking for a late score. Faison Brandon with a dot. What a catch by Caden Cato. He gets the puppies in. Whirlies lead 28-21 at the break. And Grimsley finishes things off, winning 58-21.
Well, each of the last 2 seasons, the 1A state playoffs has run through Mount Airy. And after 11 games so far this season, that pattern seems to be holding up. After scoring 68 points in their opening round victory, the Granite Bears are home Friday night hosting Mountain Island. Mount Airy looking to push their win streak to 28 in a row, dating back to last season. First play of the night, the Granite Bears defense getting the momentum going. Mountain Island with the run up the gut until Bryson Cadle strips it loose. Tyson Yauman is there for the recovery. It's Mount Airy football setting up a familiar face here on High School Playbook. Who else to kick off the scoring than Tayshawn Martin? The Granite Bears strike first, 6-0. Not going to be the last we hear from him. In fact, here is Martin again, slicing his way in for the 16-yard score, extending that lead to 14. Still the first quarter, sticking with the run game. This time it's DJ Joyce from 32 yards out. Granite Bears cruise to a victory at 35-14.
They look invincible, too. A rematch of Week 3, West Stokes visiting East Surrey Wildcats, looking for their second win over the Cards this season. Fourth quarter, East Surrey trailing by 7. The pitch is dropped. It's a loose ball, and West Stokes' Michael Long is there for the recovery. Now that sets up ensuing drive facing fourth down. Sam Reeves is coming up clutch. He finds Nate Akers in stride. He will not be denied the end zone as West Oak leads 35-21. Now East Surrey down to their last chance, needing to score to make it a one-score game, but the pass is broken up on fourth down. The Wildcats are headed to that third round, winning 35-21.
Oak Grove looking to avenge a postseason loss to Crest from 2 seasons ago. First quarter, the Grizzlies defense rising to make plays. Keenan Larklane stiffs out the swing pass for a huge tackle in the backfield. Crest making playing themselves in the first quarter. Eli Hamrick drops one in the basket to Aiden Carson, 33 yards for the score. Chargers lead 7-0. More from Crest in their offense in this first quarter. Hamrick looking long this time. Check out the concentration from Michael Edwards. Staying in bounds. That's going to set up ensuing play. It's Carson again, 3 yards on the score as Crest leads 28-0 at the half. They go on to win 35-7.
Smart decision by the camera guy to bail out there. That would be me.
Can't get taken out.
Some scores to look at on a Friday night. Starmount in the win column. They advanced to the third round, 37-19. And East Wilkes also in the win column, 33-30. The final there.
More scores. Walkertown's season came to an end, falling 12-6 to Salisbury, and Northwest Guilford saw its playoff run come to an end as well, falling 27-10 to Mooresville.
Halfway through the second round of the state playoffs here on High School Playbook, but Chanel, still quite a bit to go.
That's right, John, because after the break, the football capital of North Carolina, Reidsville, continues their quest for the program's 24th state title.
Plus, we unveil our High School Playbook Play of the Week. Stay right here with us on High School Playbook with more just ahead.